What if I told you that the greatest quarterback of this generation almost never played football? What if I told you that NFL scouts said his throwing motion was broken, that he would never succeed at the next level? What if I told you that before Patrick Mahomes became a three-time Super Bowl champion, he was drafted by a completely different sport? You think you know Patrick Mahomes. You don't, because the story behind this man is crazier than any touchdown he's ever thrown. And by the end of this video, you'll realize that Patrick Mahomes wasn't supposed to make it. He made it anyway. Here are 10 shocking things you never knew about the greatest quarterback alive. And number 1, it's going to completely change how you see him. Let's begin. Number 10, he was drafted by the MLB. Before Patrick Mahomes threw a single pass in the NFL, he was already a professional athlete, just not in football. In 2014, the Detroit Tigers selected Patrick Mahomes in the 37th round of the MLB draft. Yeah, you heard that right. Patrick Mahomes was a baseball player first, and not just any baseball player. This kid was throwing 93 miles per hour as a high school pitcher. 93! That's major league velocity from a teenager. Scouts drooled over his arm. His mechanics were raw, sure, but the power? Unreal. The potential? Limitless. The Tigers saw something special. They wanted him badly. But here's where it gets interesting. Patrick Mahomes had a decision to make. Sign with the Tigers, take the money, become a professional baseball player. Or bet on himself. Go to college, play football, chase a different dream. His dad, Pat Mahomes Sr., played 11 years in Major League Baseball. Patrick grew up in clubhouses. He knew the baseball life. It would have been easy to follow his father's footsteps, but something inside Patrick said no. He turned down the Tigers. He chose football instead. One decision. That's all it took. One decision that changed sports history forever. If Patrick Mahomes signs that baseball contract, he never becomes an NFL quarterback. The Chiefs never win those Super Bowls. The entire landscape of professional football looks completely different. But he didn't sign, and the NFL will never be the same. But wait, because the story of his arm gets even crazier, and what I'm about to tell you almost destroyed his career before it started. Number 9. Scouts said his throwing motion was unfixable. Every NFL quarterback has a certain way they throw the ball. Clean mechanics, feet set, elbow high, textbook form. Patrick Mahomes, he throws like he's breaking every rule in the book. Sidearm, underhand, off-platform, falling backwards, throwing across his body, sometimes all in the same play. And NFL scouts absolutely hated it. Leading up to the 2017 NFL Draft, analyst after analyst criticized Mahomes' throwing motion. It's unconventional, it's risky, it can't work in the NFL. One scout literally said, and I'm quoting here, his mechanics are unfixable. Unfixable. They wanted him to change. They demanded he throw like everyone else. They said if he didn't fix his motion, he'd never survive at the next level. But here's what those scouts didn't understand. Patrick Mahomes' broken mechanics weren't a weakness, they were his superpower. Because when the pocket collapses, when defenders are in his face, when everything breaks down, Patrick Mahomes can still make the throw. From any angle, from any platform, with any arm slot. That's not a flaw, that's a gift. Those same scouts who called him unfixable, they watched him win MVP at age 23. They watched him win Super Bowls with those same broken mechanics. They were wrong, dead wrong, and Patrick Mahomes proved it every single Sunday. But the doubters didn't stop there, because even after he got drafted, people still didn't believe, and what happened next almost made him quit. Number 8, he almost quit football in college. Nobody talks about this. Patrick Mahomes, the most confident quarterback on the planet, almost gave up on football. At Texas Tech, Patrick was a gunslinger. He threw for over 5,000 yards in a single season. He put up video game numbers, but his team kept losing, and losing, and losing. In 2016, Texas Tech went 5-12. Mahomes threw for 41 touchdowns, and his team still couldn't win. The losses ate at him. He questioned everything. Was he good enough? Did he have what it took? Was football even worth it? One night, Patrick called his mom, Randy. He told her he was exhausted. He told her he wasn't sure he could keep doing this. He told her maybe football wasn't meant for him. His mom listened. She didn't interrupt. She didn't lecture. And then she said something that changed everything. Patrick, you've been playing football since you were 3 years old. You've worked too hard to quit now. Keep going. Your moment is coming. That's it. Simple words from a mother to her son. But those words kept Patrick Mahomes in football. He didn't quit. He kept throwing. He kept believing. 6 months later, the Kansas City Chiefs drafted him 10th overall. One phone call, one mother's voice, one decision to keep going. That's the difference between Patrick Mahomes becoming a legend and becoming a what if. And speaking of his mom, there's something about her that nobody ever discusses, and it reveals everything about who Patrick Mahomes really is. Number 7. His mom raised him mostly alone. Patrick Mahomes' dad was a professional baseball player. Sounds glamorous, right? Famous father, money, connections. But here's the reality. Pat Mahomes Sr. was gone. A lot. Playing in the MLB means months away from home. Spring training, road trips, season after season of being somewhere else. So while Pat Sr. was chasing his baseball dream, Randy Martin was at home, raising Patrick, raising his brother, doing it mostly by herself. She worked multiple jobs. She drove Patrick to every practice. She sat in the stands at every game. She sacrificed everything so her son could succeed. And she did it without complaint, without recognition, without credit. When Patrick won his first MVP award, the cameras showed his dad celebrating. They showed his girlfriend. They showed his teammates. But Patrick grabbed the microphone and thanked his mom first. Because he knows. He remembers. He'll never forget. Every throw Patrick Mahomes makes, every Super Bowl he wins, every record he breaks, it started with a single mother who refused to let her son fail. Randy Martin doesn't have a Wikipedia page. She's not on ESPN. Most fans don't even know her name. But without her, Patrick Mahomes doesn't exist. Remember that. Now here's something that might genuinely shock you because it involves a food item, and it's honestly ridiculous. Number 6. His ketchup obsession is actually insane. This one sounds like a joke. It's not. Patrick Mahomes is obsessed with ketchup, and I mean clinically obsessed. He puts ketchup on everything. Steak, mac and cheese, eggs, vegetables, things that should never touch ketchup. In interviews, he's admitted he can't eat a meal without it. His teammates roast him constantly. His fiancée has tried to stage interventions. Nothing works. Patrick loves ketchup. And here's where it gets crazy. Hunt's, the ketchup company, noticed. They offered him an endorsement deal. Not just any deal. They literally put his face on ketchup bottles. Patrick Mahomes has his own line of ketchup. Think about that. This man makes millions throwing footballs, and he makes even more money because he can't stop putting tomato sauce on his dinner. But the ketchup thing reveals something deeper about Patrick. He doesn't care what people think. He doesn't try to be cool. He doesn't pretend to be someone he's not. You think putting ketchup on steak is weird. Patrick doesn't care. He's gonna do it anyway, and he's gonna become a billionaire while doing it. That's the Mahomes mentality. Unapologetically himself, always. All right, let's get serious again, because the next one involves the man who changed Patrick Mahomes' life forever, and how they almost never met. Number 5. Andy Reid traded up specifically for him. The 2017 NFL Draft, Patrick Mahomes was projected to go somewhere in the top 15, maybe top 10. Scouts weren't sure, but one man was absolutely certain: Andy Reid. The Kansas City Chiefs head coach had watched every snap of Mahomes' college tape. He saw something nobody else saw. He saw a future Hall of Famer. And he was terrified someone would take him first, so Andy Reid made a move. He called the Buffalo Bills. He offered them a trade. The Chiefs would give up their 27th pick, their 3rd round pick, and a 2018 first round pick. All that just to move up to pick 10. People thought Reid was crazy. That's a massive price for an unproven quarterback with questionable mechanics. Reid didn't care. He had to have Mahomes. The trade went through. The Chiefs selected Patrick Mahomes with the 10th pick. And here's the part that gives me chills. If Andy Reid doesn't make that call, the Saints were planning to take Mahomes at 11, Drew Brees' replacement. Patrick Mahomes was one phone call away from being a New Orleans Saint. Let that sink in. No Kansas City dynasty, no Mahomes-Kelsey connection, no run-it-back era.
Andy Reid made one phone call, and he created a decade of dominance. But even after the draft, Mahomes wasn't a sure thing, and what happened in his first year will shock you. Number 4, he only threw 35 passes his rookie year. Most first-round quarterbacks play immediately. Teams invest high draft picks and expect instant results. They throw rookies into the fire, start them day one, let them learn on the job. Andy Reid did the opposite. In 2017, Patrick Mahomes played one single game. He attempted 35 passes all season. 35! That's one game's worth for some quarterbacks. Reid sat Mahomes behind Alex Smith. He let him watch. He let him learn. He let him develop without pressure. And here's why that decision was genius. Patrick Mahomes spent that entire year studying, film sessions with Reid, practice reps against the scout team, learning the offense inside and out. He wasn't playing, but he was preparing. When 2018 came around, Mahomes wasn't a rookie anymore. He was ready, mentally, physically, emotionally. He won MVP that season, his first year as a starter, age 23. Patience, that's what Andy Reid taught him. The same patience Patrick needed when he almost quit at Texas Tech. The same patience his mother showed while raising him alone. The same patience that turned a raw prospect into the greatest quarterback of his generation. Patience wins championships. Remember that. And speaking of championships, what Patrick Mahomes does with his money will absolutely blow your mind. Number 3, he owns part of multiple sports teams. Patrick Mahomes isn't just building a football legacy, he's building an empire. In 2020, Patrick became a part owner of the Kansas City Royals, the actual MLB franchise. Let that register. A 24-year-old NFL quarterback bought a piece of a Major League Baseball team, the same sport he almost played professionally. But he didn't stop there. Patrick also owns a stake in Sporting Kansas City, the MLS soccer team. He's invested in multiple businesses. He's building a portfolio that will sustain his family for generations. And here's the brilliant part. Patrick Mahomes isn't just collecting paychecks, he's creating legacy wealth. NFL careers end, quarterbacks get old, the money eventually stops coming, but ownership, that lasts forever. Patrick watched his dad play 11 years in the MLB. He saw what happens when the playing days end. He learned that athletes need more than talent. They need vision. And Patrick Mahomes has vision. By the time he retires from football, he'll be worth $1 billion, not from touchdown passes, from smart investments. That's generational thinking. That's true greatness. But none of it matters without the next person on this list, and their story is honestly the most beautiful part of Patrick's journey. Number 2, his high school sweetheart stuck with him through everything. Before the MVP trophies, before the Super Bowl rings, before the $500 million contract, there was Brittany. Patrick met Brittany Matthews in high school. They were teenagers. He was playing 3 sports. She was a soccer star. They fell in love. Simple as that. But here's what makes their story special. Brittany didn't fall in love with a famous quarterback. She fell in love with a kid from Tyler, Texas, who put ketchup on everything and dreamed of playing professional football. When Patrick went to Texas Tech, Brittany stuck with him, long distance, late night calls, sacrificing weekends to drive hours for visits. When Patrick got drafted, Brittany celebrated, but she had her own career. She played professional soccer in Iceland. She didn't just sit around waiting for Patrick to succeed. She built her own life, her own success. And when Patrick became a superstar, Brittany was already there. She didn't need his money. She didn't need his fame. She just needed him. In 2020, Patrick proposed to Brittany at Arrowhead Stadium, the same field where he became a legend, the same field where they'll create memories for decades. They got married in 2022. They have 2 beautiful children. And here's the thing. Every interview, every press conference, every championship moment, Patrick mentions Brittany. He credits her. He thanks her. He makes sure the world knows.
Real love. That's rare in professional sports. That's rare anywhere. Patrick Mahomes found it in high school, and he never let go. All right, this is it. Number 1, and I saved the most shocking for last. Number 1, he wasn't even the best quarterback in his own draft class. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. In 2017, Patrick Mahomes wasn't considered the best quarterback available. That title belonged to Mitchell Trubisky. I'll let that sink in.
The Chicago Bears traded up to the second pick specifically to select Trubisky. They thought he was the safest, most NFL-ready quarterback in the class. Patrick Mahomes? Too risky, too raw, too unpredictable. Deshaun Watson went 3rd overall to the Texans. Patrick Mahomes fell to 10. The Bears chose Trubisky. The Texans chose Watson, and Patrick Mahomes watched 9 teams pass on him. 9. Today, Mitchell Trubisky is a backup. Deshaun Watson's career is complicated, and Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl rings. 3. Every single team that passed on Patrick Mahomes regrets it. Every single scout who doubted him was wrong. Every single analyst who questioned his mechanics is silent now. Patrick Mahomes wasn't supposed to be the best quarterback from 2017. He became the best quarterback in NFL history. That's the ultimate underdog story. That's the ultimate revenge tour. That's Patrick Mahomes. 9 teams said no. 1 team said yes, and that 1 team built a dynasty. So now you know, Patrick Mahomes isn't just a quarterback. He's a story. He's a lesson. He's proof that the doubters don't decide your destiny. He was drafted in baseball. He almost quit in college. His mechanics were unfixable. 9 teams passed on him. None of it mattered. Because Patrick Mahomes believed when nobody else did. He kept throwing when everyone said stop. He bet on himself when the world bet against him. And he won. That's not just sports. That's life. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever doubt you're facing, whatever rejection you're feeling, remember this video. Remember Patrick Mahomes. Your moment is coming. Just keep throwing. Now here's what I need from you. Drop a comment below. Tell me which fact shocked you the most. Was it the baseball draft? The ketchup obsession? The 9 teams who passed? I read every single comment, every single one. And if this video made you feel something, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm show this to more people who need to hear it. Subscribe if you want more stories like this. I break down the craziest, most inspiring stories in NFL history every single week. This is just the beginning. I'll see you in the next one.